Hi, it's Chef Cyndi with Fresh and Easy. The big game is just around the corner, and who doesn't like to eat tasty appetizers while we're watching it? We have two for you we're going to do today. We have some buffalo chicken meatballs, and we have some marinated beef skewers. For the meatballs, we're going to use Frank's Red Hot sauce with some butter to make some traditional buffalo wing sauce. We've got some ground chicken, celery, some eggs as a binder, breadcrumbs, and blue cheese dressing. And for our marinated beef skewers, we've got the beef, some crushed red pepper flakes, garlic, some olive oil, and some red wine vinegar, parsley, a little bit of sugar to balance it out, obviously our skewers and our tomatoes. So let's get cooking. Our first step is preparing our buffalo sauce, and it's only two ingredients. It's our Frank's traditional, Frank's hot sauce, and you want to add about 3/4 of a cup. And then we're going to add butter. And that's it. We're just going to melt these two down on a simmering stove. We'll add the butter and we'll simmer it until it's melted. And we'll whisk it constantly until it comes together. And that's our buffalo sauce. As you can see, the butter is just about melted. There it is. We'll whisk this together, take this off the flame, and let it cool. Set this aside, and we'll put the rest of our ingredients together. We have our ground chicken. Now, if you don't find ground chicken, you can just as easily use ground turkey. We have our finely diced celery. This is 1 rib of celery. As a binder, an egg, about 3/4 cups breadcrumbs. And then we've allowed this sauce to cool. You want to make sure you allow it to cool so it doesn't start to cook your chicken. About half of it, and then reserve the second half for dipping. Now we'll stir this together until it's completely combined. And the last thing I want to do is just add a little bit of salt to enhance the flavor. And we'll combine this and start forming our meatballs. I started shaping my meatballs, and you want to do about 1-inch diameter, as long as they're all even. And it may seem weird or strange that they're touching, but the trick is you want them to lightly touch in all sides so that they don't lose their shape. They're kind of each holding each other up. Now, you should get about 25, maybe 30 per recipe, and we'll bake these in a 450 degree oven until they're set, and that should take about maybe 12 minutes. Our meatballs are baked and plated. We've added the traditional crispy celery. We're going to put in a little bowl here the rest of our buffalo sauce. Here are our spicy, really nicely smelling sauce. Pair that with some blue cheese. Now on to our skewers. We're going to start with our marinade, and we have 2 cups of parsley leaves. We've taken off the stems. We're going to add about a teaspoon. It depends on how much spice you like. I like maybe about a teaspoon worth of red pepper flakes. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 1, 2. 2 cloves of garlic. To balance out the acidity of the vinegar, we want some sugar, about a teaspoon, and some salt. Now we'll pulse this in a food processor about 20 times until they're completely, really you're looking for the garlic to be completely chopped, and we are there. The last thing we'll do is that while it's on a full pulse, we're going to add about a 1/2 cup to about 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, and we'll drizzle this in slowly. This allows for full incorporation. You're going to get a homogeneous mixture. And there you have it. We'll let this go for a couple more seconds. That's our marinade. We're using about half of this, and we'll reserve the other half as a dipping. Now we'll toss this to coat completely, and we'll let this marinate for about 30 minutes, no more than that, in a refrigerator, you want to cover it with some plastic wrap, and then we'll come back and assemble the skewers. Let's put our skewers together. Now, I've actually soaked the skewers for about 30 minutes in some water. Just helps avoid any burning while I'm cooking. So the trick to skewers is that you want to make sure that anything you're putting on the skewer is going to have an even surface so that it all cooks at the same time. So you want to have like even, let's say, even sized pieces. And we'll top it with our last tomato. And I have my griddle here that's at 350. It's pretty hot. Hear that sizzle. Make sure that everything's touching. You want about 2 to 3 minutes on each side for about a medium rare. And then we'll plate our appetizers and get ready for the game. Here we are, these juicy marinated skewers. We've reserved, remember, our little marinade as a dipping sauce. And then we have our chicken buffalo meatballs. Remember the buffalo wing sauce also that we had extra? We've paired it with some blue cheese dressing. And no game is complete without chips. And there you have it, a game day full spread. Enjoy.